Dylan Gabriel, I believe Shedeur was better than him in college, point blank period. Deshaun Watson hurt. So right now, as you're in that room right now, you should be confident in yourself that you're the best quarterback. Do you have to go show it in preseason? You absolutely do. And I think Joe Flacco at 40 years old is the odd man out in this situation. Why not go young? For the best guy to win the job, the expectations for Shedeur should be to start week 1 because he has that type of talent and is the best guy in the room.
Shedeur Sanders, week 1 starter. The headline hits like a thunderclap, plastered across every sports app, every news ticker, every phone screen in America. And just like that, everything shifts. Not just in Cleveland, not just in the quarterback room, but across the entire power structure of the NFL. Because this isn't your typical rookie hype cycle. This is Browns owner Jimmy Haslam lighting the fuse and blowing up the status quo. This is a seismic move that bypasses the front office, overrides the coaching staff, and puts the future of the franchise into the hands of a 5th-round rookie with a chip on his shoulder and fire in his chest. Let's talk about that chip. Shedeur Sanders didn't enter this league on a red carpet. He wasn't groomed by the combine machine. There was no Golden Boy ESPN montage. He was doubted, picked apart, called a project, an experiment, an afterthought behind Dylan Gabriel. And yet, here he is, QB1. The guy who was supposed to ride the bench is now taking first-team snaps, leading drills, commanding the locker room like he's been in the league 5 years. How? Because Shedeur didn't wait for permission. He seized the moment, and the franchise followed. Not because it was in the plan, but because it became impossible to ignore. This wasn't an overnight story. This was built in silence. Dead heat Texas workouts, private field sessions under Florida humidity, hours of film study on an iPad until 3 a.m. Not because anyone told him to, but because that's how he's wired. He wasn't training to be a backup. He was preparing to be the guy. And now, he is. The impact? It's deeper than anyone realizes.
Shedeur can win that starting job. I believe he can win it halfway through the season. I don't suggest he'll start at the beginning of the season. The question, though, is this. Being in Cleveland, a team that is very hungry for success, will they have the patience for Shedeur Sanders to ever materialize? And Shedeur, now it's on you. It's time for you to materialize. It's time for you to go to work. You're a rookie. And worse than that, you're a rookie 5th-round pick. Now it's time to just grind and make sure you remind everybody it is a dream delayed. It's not a dream denied.
First, the locker room. When Shedeur walks into the facility now, it's not as Coach Prime's son. It's not as a developmental quarterback. It's as the leader, the guy veterans are watching, the guy rookies are emulating. That presence, you can't coach it, you can't draw it up. You either have it or you don't. And Shedeur does. Then there's the fan reaction. Browns fans haven't been this electrified about a quarterback in years, maybe decades, because this city doesn't just want wins, they want hope, identity, someone to believe in. And right now, that someone is Shedeur Sanders. But make no mistake, behind all the buzz, there's tension, serious tension. Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry had a plan. Draft Dylan Gabriel, ease him into the system, slow and steady. They were playing chess, or so they thought. But Jimmy Haslam flipped the board. He didn't care about protocol. He didn't care about draft order. He made it clear, this kid is starting. End of story. And just like that, the Browns' blueprint was in flames. But here's the wild part. It's working. Because Shedeur is not just surviving, he's thriving. His footwork is crisp. His release, faster than it was 2 months ago. His deep ball, smooth, confident, precise, but most impressive, his poise under pressure, reading blitzes, calling protections, throwing receivers open in joint practices. This isn't rookie flash. This is veteran-level quarterbacking. Even the coaching staff, the same one that didn't want to start him, is changing its tune. You can hear it in the tone, in the language. The hesitation is gone. The whispers have shifted from he's learning to he's ready. Because when an owner bets big and the player delivers, there's nothing left to do but adjust. Still, don't think for a second the road ahead is smooth. The spotlight on Shedeur now is relentless. Every interception will be dissected. Every incompletion questioned. Every win credited to Haslam's boldness. Every loss blamed on Shedeur's inexperience. That's the pressure of being the face of a franchise. But he wears that weight like armor. Because for Shedeur Sanders, this isn't just about proving the Browns right. It's about proving everyone else wrong. Every GM who passed. Every analyst who mocked. Every coach who whispered nepotism behind closed doors. He remembers it all. And he's using it. Already you can feel the ripple effects. Across the league, scouts and execs are watching closer. Suddenly, swagger isn't a red flag. Confidence isn't a distraction. Personality? It's a requirement. Shedeur isn't just changing the Browns, he's changing the blueprint. But don't forget the stakes.
From one side. The Big 12 opener comes down to this play. Sanders gets the feet set toward the end zone for the game. It is caught by Wester!
This isn't some rebuilding team rolling the dice. The Browns want to win now. They're putting it all on the shoulders of a rookie. That's either the start of a new era or another painful chapter in Cleveland's quarterback saga. No pressure, right? But pressure doesn't break Shedeur. It builds him. So now, everything's in place. The roster is locked. The fans are buzzing. The owner has drawn his line in the sand. And when week 1 arrives, when Shedeur steps under center, the debates end. The speculation fades. All that's left is the moment. The ball, the field, and one young man with the weight of a city on his back. Can he carry it? Spoiler alert, he's been preparing for this his entire life. Inside the Browns front office, shock turned to silence. Coaches scrambled to revise depth charts. Offensive coordinators tore up their Week 1 playbooks. Tense phone calls echoed behind closed doors. Because this wasn't just a quarterback decision. This was an identity shift. A rupture from cautious corporate football into something raw, electric, and unpredictable. The age of Shedeur Sanders had begun. While the organization panicked, Shedeur didn't blink. The next morning, he showed up at 5:12 a.m. alone, 2 hours early, helmet on, script in hand, running play-action reps on an empty field like the stadium was already packed. This kid doesn't just want the moment, he demands it. But make no mistake, this move isn't just about talent, it's about control. Haslam's decision exposed a philosophical fault line that's been cracking under the Browns for years. Do you build slow, safe, and systematic, or do you take the swing, even if it terrifies the room? Kevin Stefanski has always been the methodical one, a process guy. Steady, conservative. That's why he backed Dylan Gabriel, a structured passer, low risk, system fit, the kind of quarterback who doesn't stir headlines or rattle egos. But Shedeur? He's the opposite. He unlocks things. He doesn't just run plays, he owns them. He tweaks timing on the fly, audibles out of dead formations, creates chaos, and turns it into brilliance. He's jazz in a league built on classical. And to coaches who love tidy systems, Shedeur is terrifying, because he makes you rethink the game itself. And the players, they feel it. The veterans, the ones who've bounced from team to team, who've seen every prototype come and go, they're buzzing. One offensive lineman told a reporter off the record, "He's already calling protections better than some vets I've blocked for." A receiver told a local outlet, "He makes you believe before the root even breaks." That matters. Locker room buy-in is the invisible engine behind every successful quarterback. You can have the biggest arm in the world, but if your huddle doesn't feel you, you're toast. Shedeur's already got the room. Outside that locker room, the NFL media machine is in full spin mode. Analysts who trashed Sanders pre-draft are suddenly backpedaling, trying to reframe the story. "Oh, we always knew he had talent. We just questioned the fit." Now highlight clips from college are resurfacing. Training camp footage is going viral. Twitter's flooded with side-by-side comparisons between Sanders and other rookies. He's not just a quarterback anymore. He's a movement. Podcasts are debating his footwork. Reddit threads are dissecting his cadence. Fantasy forums are recalibrating dynasty projections. One tweet from a former QB coach praising his pocket presence got 500,000 impressions overnight. But with movement comes resistance. Not everyone is sold. There are still plenty, inside and outside the league, who don't like what Sanders represents. He skipped the combine, called his own media shots, refused to follow the NFL's unwritten etiquette. Now he's the Week 1 starter? To the old guard, that's heresy. And Coach Prime? He hasn't said much publicly, but his shadow is everywhere. Clips of him mentoring Shedeur at Jackson State are making the rounds. Stories of late-night film sessions, shared mantras. This isn't just a father-son fairy tale. It might be the birth of something bigger. A new era, one where players don't wait for permission, where they build their brand, leverage, and legacy on their own terms. And at the center of it all is Shedeur. He's not just the son of a legend, he's proof of concept. Now zoom out. This is the AFC North. No one's playing nice. Burrow owns Cincinnati. Lamar electrifies Baltimore. The Steelers are bruisers with teeth. The Browns were supposed to be waiting, rebuilding, but not anymore. By naming Shedeur the starter, they've sent a message. We're not hiding. We're here. And we expect our rookie to hunt wolves, not dodge them. Which raises the question, can he deliver? Defensive coordinators are already in the lab. Expect exotic blitzes, disguised coverages, pre-snap chaos designed to rattle rhythm and bury confidence. The goal? Make Shedeur hesitate, confuse, collapse, expose. But if you've been watching, you know, Shedeur thrives in chaos. He wants the pressure. He absorbs the noise. Every doubt becomes fuel, and that tank, right now, it's overflowing. And behind the scenes, there's another storyline. The money. Deshaun Watson's contract still haunts Cleveland's cap. But if Shedeur hits, if he becomes the guy, it changes everything. Suddenly, the Browns are looking at cap flexibility, rebuild options, maybe even a trade to offload Watson's weight. This is no longer a quarterback competition. It's a 5-year pivot that could reshape the entire franchise. And Dillon Gabriel, the front office's golden boy, he's stuck. He was supposed to be the guy. Now he's watching from the shadows, leapfrogged by a lower pick with ownership's blessing. His reps aren't happy, and unless Sanders face plants, which looks increasingly unlikely, Gabriel's headed for clipboard duty. As for Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco, side characters now, mentors, backups, footnotes in a story they'll never own. Because the Browns didn't just give Shedeur a shot, they gave him the keys, and the NFL has no choice but to watch. Because this story, it's no longer a theory, it's real, it's moving, it's alive. From fifth-round afterthought to field general, from project to phenomenon, from Coach Prime's kid to the face of a franchise. That's what you call a power shift. But we're not at the end, we're at the coin toss. And if you listen closely, you can hear it. Not just in Cleveland, but in front offices across the league. The scramble, the whispers, the regret. Because Shedeur wasn't supposed to flip the script. He was supposed to wait, to conform, to follow the rules, but he didn't. He walked into the building like he owned the playbook. Shredded reps at OTAs, forced the owner's hand before even taking a preseason snap. And now, every GM who passed, every scout who flinched, every analyst who rolled their eyes at the swagger, the lineage, the unorthodox path, they're asking themselves one question. Did we miss the next star? That question will haunt war rooms for years. But here's the truth. This moment isn't just about talent. It's about timing. The NFL is desperate for new icons. Brady's gone, Rodgers is fading, Wilson and Stafford are heading into legacy watch territory. The league needs more than great players. It needs characters, leaders, fire starters, showmen who can win and make people care. Shedeur checks every box. He's got the look, the voice, the control, the brand, and the tape to back it up. Now everyone's watching. Training camp tickets are reselling like concert passes. Beat reporters are fighting for interview slots. National shows are flying in crews just to catch a few throws. But let's not get lost in the hype. The real test is coming. Week 1, a division rival, a top 10 defense, a veteran coach who lives to devour rookie quarterbacks. This is no red carpet. This is war. And Shedeur? He knows it. He's already requested extra film sessions. Texting receivers late night with route tweaks. First one in, last one out. No shortcuts, no safety net. He's not just proving he belongs. He's proving he never should have been doubted. And while the Dayon label will always follow him, he doesn't run from it. He wears it, owns it. Because greatness, it was never optional. It was expected. So when Shedeur steps on that field, it's not just a game. It's a declaration. He's not here to fill a role. He's here to redefine it. And for the first time in a long time, the Browns aren't chasing hope. They've found it, and his name is Shedeur Sanders. Let the new era begin.